Hi, everyone, and welcome to East Brunswick High School. Getting set for boys basketball tonight. St. Joe's comes in with a mark at 5-0. East Brunswick at 0-5. Gordy Dale alongside Jimmy Allinder. And we talk about these two teams, Jimmy, right now. You've got two teams at the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh, yes. St. Joseph Metuchen with a 5-0 record. East Brunswick 0-5. I don't know what we can expect tonight, Gordy. I'm telling you, with St. Joe's, you got one of the best players, if not the best player in the county, Jason Williams. He's only a junior, but he's being hounded by colleges already. We saw Leyland Norris from Saraville a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't think anybody could be better than him, but I understand that Jason Williams is, and we're going to have an opportunity to see him tonight. Now, with East Brunswick, this is a team that is still trying to find itself. I spoke to Bo Henning, the East Brunswick coach, and he told me that somebody is going to have to step up and become a scorer. Well, that hasn't happened thus far. They've been competed in some really tough games against some tough opponents. They were in the Buck Classic, and things are going to have to change if this team is going to be successful.
Yeah, when you look at the points per game, a lot of guys only getting about 3 or 4 points a game. You look at Jason Williams from St. Joe's, already at 22 points a game this season. He's nearing in on 1,000 points for his career, and he's only 5 games into his junior season. But the difficult thing about St. Joe's this year, Jason Williams is not the only guy who can put it in the hole, and as you know, they're a pretty well-balanced club.
They are balanced. They have a lot of other players. I'm not going to name them right now. We'll see them as we go along here. But focusing on East Brunswick, what they have to do tonight, this is a team that is talented. You take a look at them. They have a lot of height. They have a lot of speed. They're good in the transition. East Brunswick is not going to be able to run with this team. I think they're going to have to slow the pace down, take what they can in terms of opportunities, and hopefully they can start to turn it around tonight.
East Brunswick hosting St. Joe's, the opening tip coming up. Well, one of the most fun rivalries to watch in all of high school sports in this are a Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division matchup between East Brunswick and St. Joseph's. And pick a sport, and they're rivals. That's about it.
Sure.
Here are the lineups. First, for visiting St. Joseph's with a record of 5-0. At guard, Jason Williams, a 6'2 junior. With him in the backcourt, 6'1 junior Brian Wilson. Also at guard, 6'1 junior Nick Cerullo. The forwards, Ryan Uzensky, a 6'3 junior, and Chudi Mbako, a 6'6 junior. All underclassmen in the starting lineup. For East Brunswick in the backcourt, they'll play with 3 guards. Damon Hart, a 5'10 senior. Actually, Doug Zuki is out tonight because of an illness. Ryan Cosentino, a junior guard. Brian Schuler at 1 forward at 6'3. Dan Kartzman at 6'2 is a junior forward. And also in will be Nick Hunter, a 6'1 junior forward.
Gordy Cosentino's jumping center. That says something about the height problem for East Brunswick.
Matched up against 6'6 Mbako. St. Joseph's with the ball. They are operating from left to right. The dark green visiting jerseys and green shorts as well. Mbako turnaround baseline, good. St. Joe strikes first. St. Joe's with a mark of 5-0, as we mentioned, and just loaded. Loaded with talent, and they're all back next year. They're all juniors. Here's Schuler, number 45, knocked down by Wilson. And a held ball.
Thought he was tripped there, but
I think in hockey it's called a hip check, isn't it?
Something like that. He went down, but basketball's evolved from a non-contact to a contact sport.
Cosentino will trigger the inbound. And a turnover.
Ryan, did he hit that? He hit that, Billy. Ow.
East Brunswick head coach Bo Henning pleading his case.
He hit it.
Saying St. Joe's touched the ball. Referees don't agree. Here's Uzensky, baseline jumper right side, no good. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by East Brunswick, and St. Joe's gets it back. 2-0, 45 seconds gone by, first quarter. Jason Williams triggering the inbound. He's been contacted by about every college in the country. Here's the off-balance 3, and he drains it.
Wow.
Jason Williams. He'll score 1,000 at some point for his career this season. Here's a steal by Williams. Alone on the break. Blew the layup, but the follow is good by Nick Cerullo. St. Joe's off to a 7-0 lead, Jimmy.
I was going to say, they think they're going to go for a shutout here?
Well, when you look at the numbers, I mean, the game's gone, but each team has played 5 games. so far. And look at the points for per game. St. Joe's getting 72 points a game. East Brunswick 41.8. St. Joe's giving up 50 a game. East Brunswick giving up 58 a game. High school sports just so cyclical, though. You just never know in a public school who's coming out. 3 by Joe Weiss, no good. St. Joe's with the rebound. This is Uzensky for St. Joe's. Double dribble, a turnover by the Falcons. East Brunswick gets it back.
Well, it's obviously East Brunswick is trying to play a half-court game here. And a difficult factor is Zukas at being one of the leading scorers for this team out. That hurts him even more.
Especially because he's a senior. You need that leadership in there, especially against a club like this. This is Kartzman in the corner. Pull-up jumper, right elbow, no. Kartzman with a rebound. Picked up there by Jason Williams. Oh, nice pass down low. Weiss has it blocked by Mbako. This is Uzensky. Uzensky hurt himself on the sideline. Cosentino with the basket.
Yeah, he's still limping around out there.
So Cosentino gets East Brunswick on the board, and it's 7-2. Just under 6 minutes to go, quarter number 1. Wilson for Uzensky. In the corner for the 3, and it's good by Nick Cerullo. He's got 5 of St. Joseph's 10 points. 10-2 St. Joe's, 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Kartzman, right wing for Weiss. St. Joe's likes to run it. Here's Williams, pull up from 8, won't go. Schuler the rebound, and East Brunswick with a chance to further cut into that deficit. Weiss again. Weiss is not being shy tonight. They need somebody to step up, and he does.
That's what we said at the top of the game. Somebody has to get up there and be willing to score.
The lead is just 6 now for St. Joe's. Here's a steal on the turnover, but St. Joe's gets it back. Mbako blew the layup. He was knocked to the floor. East Brunswick on the run. Weiss never saw it coming from Kartzman.
Opportunities are going to be far and few between for East Brunswick to take advantage of the differential here. So opportunity lost.
Ryan Uzensky out for St. Joseph's. In is number 25, Rich Gora. Also in for East Brunswick is Damon Hart, who replaces Joe Weiss. Gora thinks shot on his first touch, but puts it on the floor. This is Williams driving left, down low from Mbako. And a foul called underneath.
I believe they got Kartzman on that one.
Kartzman, it'll be his first personal. Also team foul number 1 for the Bears. At the free throw line is Chudi Mbako, 6'6" junior forward. A 53% free throw shooter on the year. His first is good. Number 2 by Mbako is also good. Didn't look like a 53% shooter. 2 for 2 at the stripe that time. He has 4. St. Joe's by 8, 12-4.
Here's the press.
Kartzman with the feed for Hunter. Right wing for a Hart 3, no good. Rebound, Schuler got free underneath, but he walked with it. Another turnover.
It's obvious that East Brunswick is going to be shooting from the outside. They know that they can't go underneath. That one shot by Weiss was just swatted away by Mbako.
Cerullo at the point for St. Joe's. Gora cross court, another 3, around and out by Cerullo, and the rebound to Hart. Hart for Kartzman in the corner now. Hunter. Bounce pass inside for Schuler, up top Hart. He'll back it off. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. 12-4. St. Joe's leading East Brunswick. GMC Red Division matchup. Gordy Deal alongside Jim Allinder.
Oh, a little extracurricular activity right here.
Yeah, we're seeing a nice blend of sports tonight. We saw the hip check from hockey before. We got the scrum from rugby right here.
That's Schuler.
Schuler getting tangled up. A little lecture from the referee.
Possession arrow to St. Joe's.
3:46 to go, first quarter. Gora will trigger the inbound for St. Joe's. With the basketball, Nick Cerullo. This is Wilson, 23. Back for Cerullo. Here's Williams, off balance again, won't go. That was a nice one-arm rebound that time by Hunter, holding off Wilson. There's a driving Cosentino. Here's the kick out for a Hunter three. Just off. Schuler tracks down the rebound. Nice job against Mabako. Mabako swats his putback. Nice hustle that time by Nick Cerullo. Able to poke it away from Nick Hunter on the rebound. Good battle for the loose ball.
Officials are letting them go.
Williams ahead for Cerullo. Cerullo thinks about the one-handed bounce pass and elects not to. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Cerullo open three, won't go. Kartsman tracks it down. Here comes East Brunswick, trailing by just 8. St. Joe's has missed its opportunities. East Brunswick looking to execute better. This is Damon Hart. Working on Cerullo. I was going to say, Cosentino is used to doing the handing off, not getting the handoff. He's quarterback of the football team.
That was a nice look by Cosentino. That was the way to get that pass in, by just looking the other way.
So Cosentino to Kartsman, and the lead is cut in half. 12-6 St. Joe's. 2.5 to go, first quarter. Nice finish by Kartsman, too. He had a lot of pressure on his back. Although open for a moment, he could hear the footsteps.
Looks like we have Hurley in the game now for East Brunswick.
Doug Hurley checking in, 6'3" senior forward. New man in for St. Joe's is Sean Ratfus. Misses the shot. Another new man in getting the rebound. That's Tim Keene. The only senior for St. Joe's is Tim Keene, number 35. And Keene is going to the free throw line for only the second time this season. He is 0 for 1. Now they're going to say it's Bill inbounded under the basket. Now they're going to say he's shooting. So the foul goes on Kartsman. That is number 2 on Danny.
Yeah, so he leaves.
And he takes a seat. Oh for 1 on the year at the free throw line for Tim Keene, 6'2" senior center for St. Joe's. First around and out. St. Joe's 2 for 3 at the line tonight. One more for Keene. This one's good. So Keene's on the board. St. Joe's 13, East Brunswick 6, 2:15 to go, first quarter. Here's Hart out on the right wing. Up top for Cosentino. He got touched, no call. Loose ball picked up by Hurley. Now for Hunter, lays it up, no. Uzenski with the save for St. Joe's. Here comes Williams, pushing it on Cosentino. Williams off the glass, no, he's cold. Hurley the rebound. And another turnover.
And that was St. Joe's pressure. You know, you did note that Williams is cold. If he had made half of his shots, I'll tell you what, this game would be out of hand already.
He is not shy. He's one of those guys, you know, they used to joke a lot about it at Rutgers with Rick Datica, who was one of their big three-point shooters. They used to say when Rick was in the gym, he was in range. I think the same is true of Jason Williams. He feels that anywhere on the court is his range, and he's not shy.
As well he shouldn't be.
He's also very good at it. 10 for St. Joe's at the point is Sean Raffis. Kick out for Uzenski's three. It's good. St. Joe's right now seems content to shoot the three, despite the size advantage inside. Here's Hart for East Brunswick. His club trails by 10. Shot by Hurley won't go. Rebound to Cerullo. Lost the handle on it. Here's Williams again. Three in a corner. This one's good.
Bingo.
Oh, you can just see the rotation on that one.
Yeah.
Williams with his second three of the night. He's got 6. St. Joe's has extended to a 19-6 lead with 1:10 to go, first quarter. And we've got a timeout on the floor. East Brunswick head coach Bo Henning needs to rally the troops and settle them down. His team trails by double digits. Let's go to the Bear huddle and see what he has to say.
A little bit, and they get impatient defensively and give us what we want. Darn, if you don't have anything early in the break, will you please bring it out and make them play D? You want to keep trying to defend that all night? I don't think you should. All right, now we know who we're in on the triangle in 2, right? Okay, Azemski, look, you're on the top now, right? Tell you what, Ryan, you're in right now. You're going to go in right now. Joe, you're going to play the 3 spot right now. Don't panic on it, okay? You're in for Nick, yes. Ryan's back on the front of it. So, Joe, you're guarding Cerullo. No, you go back on Williams, you take Cerullo, number 12, in the triangle in 2, okay? Now, listen to me, offensively. Once in a while, we got to come with the Carolina set and flex them. I realize they're running and jumping everywhere. That's why we're in the 2 set. Be strong and play ball. Look opposite side of the floor. Opposite. Let's go. Come on.
All right, you heard the instructions from head coach Bo Henning. I tell you, he's got to clean up his act, too. That darn it in the huddle. It's just out of hand. You got to clean up his act or he's going to get thrown out.
I'll tell you what, though, the teacher in Bo Henning, though, is exceptional. He's always teaching.
His club is never unprepared, which is one of the great things about watching his teams play. So look opposite, he's telling him. And I want to get in that triangle in 2. Looking for that weak side opportunity. Here's one to Hurley. They couldn't convert, but they drew the foul.
A little late on that pass by Weiss. If he had connected, I think Hurley would have had an open shot. Still gets the foul, though.
Ryan Uzensky picks up the foul for St. Joe's. That is number 2, and he goes to the bench in favor of Brian Wilson, who checks back in.
David, you got 32. Joe!
Minute 3 to go, first quarter, 19-6. St. Joe's out to the early 13-point lead.
You have 32.
Hurley at the free throw line. His first one will not go. He's 2 for 3 and make it 2 for 4 on the season now. 50% free throw shooter.
43. Damon, you have 12.
Getting about 3.6 points a game. And for East Brunswick, that's right up there among the leaders. Missed free throw, but the rebound put up by Schuler and in. Nice job by Brian Schuler to get the offensive rebound. Caught St. Joe's sleeping. And it's 19-8. Here's a feed. Mbako on the baseline. Kick it back out for Ratfis. Thumbs up play with 40 seconds to go, first quarter. Ratfis, here's Mbako high. Dribble penetration, and then the kick out for Gora, and it's good. Right baseline jumper. Rich Gora, I make it Tim Keene rather. He's got 3. St. Joe's back up by 13. 20 seconds to go, first quarter. Cosentino, Schuler, now Weiss. Bring it up top under heavy pressure. Now for Hart. 10 seconds to go. Here's Weiss being dogged all over the court. St. Joe's, the relentless pressure defense. Up top and near steal, there's Cosentino. 3 seconds to go. Hart gets it to fall before the buzzer. Nice job. Good execution by Damon Hart.
Right, nice pass by Cosentino, too.
His first 2 points of the night. And at the end of one quarter, it's St. Joseph's 21.
I'll tell you what,
East
Gordy,
Brunswick 10.
The depth of St. Joe's evident by the fact that Williams can sit down and they don't lose anything. They just keep on coming at you.
Mentioned before that Jason Williams, one of those guys chasing 1,000 for his career, is only now his 6th game as a junior. He had 954 points about coming into tonight. So, figure the next couple of games, he will reach 1,000.
You got to wonder with him probably achieving that up so early in the season that maybe he might even be staring at 2,000 before his career is over with.
Yeah, certainly couldn't rule that out as a possibility. Exciting player to watch and a nice young man.
Right.
A very good family.
That's one of the things I noticed too. Very, very nice. He comes from what town?
I believe he's from Plainfield.
Plainfield, okay. And of course, St. Joe's being a parochial school, they can draw from just about anywhere. You see that a lot in the parochial schools, Bishop R.
Or recruit from just about anywhere.
Oh, no, we don't want to say that. We don't want to say that.
But, you know, as a St. Joe's alum, I can say that. I'm more qualified than others. But that was not an accusation. That was, I'm merely throwing that out there. Hey, I coached at Bishop R as well, so I got accused of that too. I didn't have the record to back it up, though.
And now you've moved up to Monroe.
That's right.
All right.
Monroe High School.
Glad to have you.
And a pleasure to be there. All right, back to basketball. 8 minutes to go as we start the second quarter. St. Joseph's 21, East Brunswick 10. GMC Red Division battle here at East Brunswick High School. Thanks for joining us this evening. Gordy Deal alongside Jimmy Allinder. And you're seeing one of the better teams in the state tonight in St. Joseph's. It's not often that these two clubs are this far apart in terms of talent. But it's one of those cyclical years for East Brunswick where Yeah, you might have more soccer players in this particular class of kids, as Doug Hurley steps out and drains the 2. Hurley on the board tonight with his first 2, and it's a 9-point game. But for St. Joe's, this team, for whatever reason, all juniors are all back next year. They're one of the best around. Here comes Cosentino at the free throw line. They wanted to walk. St. Joe's gets it back, maybe a little poetic justice. Here comes Cerullo pushing it. This is Wilson, number 23. Backing in Mabako.
Oh, nice pass.
Feed to a cutting Uzenski, who cashes in. Nice job. That's good execution. 5 points now for Ryan Uzenski. 23-12. St. Joe's by 11 with 7:10 to go, second quarter. Cosentino hounded by Williams. Now for Hart. On the right wing for Schuler. Picked up there by Wilson. Now a double team. Schuler goes to the floor. Nice find of Weiss. Bounce pass. Comes back to him. Here's Schuler. Won't go. Here's Cerullo's going to push it. Didn't even catch it. Just started dribbling when it came to him. Steps through 2 men, throws it up and in. They're going to call a charge.
All right, I think East Brunswick will take that.
A little out of control that time for Nick Cerullo. He doesn't agree, but it's the right call. So for Cerullo, his first personal, that is team foul number 3 on St. Joe's.
You may hear the Wild Bunch, the fans up in the right corner from East Brunswick, doing what they can.
Brian Schuler checks out of the game. In his place, Chris Gamboa, 6'4", 260-pound senior. He takes up a lot of space in the paint, that's for sure. Here's St. Joe's on another turnover. Uzenski to the hole. Won't go. Rebound Mabako, no go. Mabako again. Up, no. Hart tracks it down. But collided with his own player. And an unlucky break that time for East Brunswick. I think as a coach, though, you don't mind when 2 of your own guys are battling for the ball. You might be upset that you got a traveling violation called, but to see both of your guys going after the ball, I don't think a coach will ever get down on. Nonetheless, St. Joseph's basketball.
Here we go.
Uzenski shot won't go. East Brunswick trying to run, but they turn it over. Cosentino gets it back in a 1-on-2, and he'll back it off. Now in the paint, bounce pass baseline for Hart against the taller Uzenski, won't go, and the rebound comes down to Wilson. Hey, you can't coach height. Cerullo a little out of control.
Everybody's out of control.
Yeah, it's suddenly more in St. Joe's favor, this helter-skelter at this point. Weiss's shot won't go. Here comes St. Joe's in the break. Williams will shake and bake around Hart.
Whoa.
Put it in. There's Division I move right there, ladies and gentlemen. And he's only a junior.
And even the defender, Damon Hart, had a smile on his face.
8 points now for Jason Williams. He leads all scorers. 25-12, St. Joe's by 13. Here's Weiss, a little pull-up J. Rolls off the top of the rim. Cerullo for Williams. Not shy. Won't go. Hurley the rebound. Bo Henning leading with his team. Slow the pace down. And Damon Hart obliges. Hart calls timeout. Bo Henning wants to talk things over.
I'll tell you what, St. Joe's can afford to go at this pace. They can throw it up in any way, shape, or form because, heck, they got a 13-point lead. Well,
4:56 to go, second quarter. St. Joe's by 13. This is a 20-second timeout. St. Joe's 25, East Brunswick 12. Jason Williams leading the way for St. Joe's with 8 points. Nick Cerullo and Ryan Uzenski with 5 each. Chudy Mavako with 4. Tim Keene has 3. For East Brunswick, it's basically score by committee tonight, but it's balanced. Damon Hart, Joe Weiss, Dan Kartzman, Doug Hurley, Brian Schuler, Ryan Cosentino, all with 2 points apiece. 4:56 to go, first half.
Gordy, they're going to try to stick to this 20-second timeout rule and not allow these to be extended. Already the teams, well, now East Brunswick's coming out, but the official can elect to just drop the ball and start a 5-second count if the team with the possession does not take over.
But we do hope the officials figuratively don't drop the ball tonight. Or literally, I guess. Here's Cosentino, dribbling on the right wing, picked up by Williams. Here comes a double team. And a pushing foul on St. Joe's.
I think that's Keene.
Yeah, Gora came over on the double team, and I think it was actually Keene who committed the foul. So for Tim Keene, it'll be his first personal, team foul number 4 on St. Joe's. Schuler inbound in the backcourt for Cosentino. Shouts out play number 2. Here's a driving Nick Hunter. Baseline finds Schuler. Schuler picked up by Rich Gora. Here's Hunter again. Guarded by Wilson.
There is just nothing available inside.
Gamboa with the kick out for Cosentino. And not much open on the outside either. Pull-up jumper by A.J. Kamhi, who's in the game, is no good. Ball goes out of bounds.
What do we got?
Bodies fly.
Must be East Brunswick ball, 40.
Also in the game for St. Joseph's for the first time tonight is Andrew Chodkowitz, 6'4" junior forward. A.J. Kamhi for East Brunswick is a 5'10" junior guard.
Hey, free play, free.
4:09 to go, first half. Nothing doing for Ryan Cosentino.
Now, is that a 20 or a full?
He's calling for a 20. Let's hear what head coach Bo Henning has to say in the huddle.
All right, you got to understand they want the ball in the corner on that. If you get it into them quick, you'll have the 5-man stepping out to release there, okay? Let's go back to our college play here right now. College play, okay?
All right, the college play they'll try for on the inbounds play.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, we'll see in just a second. Ryan Cosentino, along with Nick Hunter, Chris Gamboa, Brian Schuler, and A.J. Kamhi in the game for East Brunswick. Home white jerseys and white shorts. St. Joseph's in the visiting dark green jerseys and dark green shorts. Here's the college play. All the way up top of the midcourt line from the baseline. Here's Hunter, top of the key, driving paint, feed inside to Gamboa, lost the handle. St. Joe's on the run. Gora, this is Cerullo, number 12. This pass flicked away inside, but regained by Chodkowitz. Up top for Wilson. 3:45 to go, first half. St. Joe's by 13. Wilson driving on Hunter. Baseline, slap on the wrist. And Nick Hunter's going to pick up the foul. That's his first personal, team foul number 3 on East Brunswick. Checking into the game, re-entering will be Danny Kartzman, the 6'2" junior. And Danny comes in for Chris Gamboa.
Gamboa, former member of the football team. Transfer from J.P. Stevens.
Here's a feed in the corner for Wilson. His try is too long, and Cosentino the rebound. Patient on offense. Cosentino getting slapped at by Chodkowitz. Standing with the dribble. 3:15 to go, first half. It's 25-12. It's been that way a couple minutes. Here's a near steal now by Chodkowitz. Weiss regains the backcourt. Here's Hunter, long 2. Around, out, off the glass and in. Nick Hunter with his first 2.
Oh,
Here's a 3 the other way by Rich Gora.
they answer back.
Yeah, Gora's on the board for the first time tonight with 3. 28-14. St. Joe's leading a little more than midway through the second quarter. Here's Cosentino with a running jumper, no good. Rebound Wilson. Feed for Keene, back for Wilson. Lane penetration, blew the layup. And the rebound by Kartzman.
Hey, thumbs up! Thumbs up, watch the cover! Forget the back screen, you don't need it!
Cosentino calls for the thumbs up play. Weiss for Cosentino, free throw line. Dump it down low for Schuler, double team there and hacked.
See Weiss there trying to drive, and then all of a sudden he just says, I don't think I better. He has a committee waiting for him.
Brian Wilson picks up the foul for St. Joe's. For Wilson, his first personal and team foul number 5. And Wilson comes to the bench, as does Keene and Chodkowitz. Back in the game,
No, listen to me.
Jason Williams,
Nick has 22.
Sean Ratfis,
Joe, 32.
and Shooting Babako.
all rested and all ready to go.
That's right, fresh
They're like
legs.
reloading.
2:10 to go, second quarter at the free throw line. Brian Schuler, 47% free throw shooter on the year, 8 for 17. Make it 8 for 18.
East Brunswick go for 3 from the foul line, I think.
Yeah, that's what I have. And St. Joe's 3 for 4. Second one by Schuler's good. Schuler's got 3. His club's down by 13. Ahead of the field for Ratfus, all the way cross court for Gora. No good, air ball. Air ball into 3. And he'll get it from the fans. Here's Cosentino. In the corner for a Hunter 3. It's good.
That's how East Brunswick's going to get back into this game.
Be patient on offense. Just wait for that open shot to develop. Here's Ratfus. Thinks about driving around Kartsman. Kartsman blocked the path along the baseline. So Ratfus will bring it back out. Here's Gora, number 25. Feet inside for cutting Uzinski, who's back in.
Pretty play.
Yeah, it's the turnaround.
He's a nice player, Uzinski.
Very solid all around. Does all the basics really well.
Excellent jumping ability.
Averaging 10 points a game. Right now he's got 7. 30-18. St. Joe's by 12. With 1:10 to go here in the first half. Here's Weiss for cutting Schuler. Schuler in trouble. Off the glass, no. Got his own rebound. Slapped away by Uzinski. Picked up by Kartsman and put back in. Good hustle by Danny Kartsman. He's got 4, and it's a 10-point lead. Here's a penetrating Williams. Off balance. Run and gun. It's good. Williams with 10. He's the first player in double figures. Just under a minute to go, second quarter, and it's 32-20. Cosentino fakes 3, drives lane, left-handed layup won't go. Schuler rebound, put it in.
East Brunswick kind of going back and forth here now.
Now it seems they're keeping up with this pace. Before they weren't. 30 seconds to go. St. Joseph's head coach Mark Taylor, now in his 3rd season, calling for one shot. 32-22, an even 10-point lead for the visiting Falcons. Williams motions for play number 2. Back for Williams, you know it's designed for him. Now they go up top for a Gora 3, no good, off the front of the rim. 3 seconds to go, 2 seconds, 1 at the buzzer, Cosentino, no good. And we have come to the end of the first half. With the score, St. Joseph's 32, East Brunswick 22. Let's take a look at our first half stats. First for St. Joseph's, they were led by Jason Williams, no surprise there. Averaging 22 points on the season, finished the first half with 10. He led all scorers. After that, it was Ryan Uzinski with 7. Nick Cirillo had 5. Judy Mabaka with 4. Rich Gora, Tim Keene, each with 3. East Brunswick was led by Nick Hunter and Brian Schuler, each who had 5 points. Dan Kartsman kicked in 4. Joe Weiss, Damon Hart, Doug Hurley, and Ryan Cosentino, all with 2.
Gordy, East Brunswick has to feel somewhat good about themselves. They're only down by 10 points, and I only say 10. You saw a vintage team there, St. Joe's, with Jason Williams, Mabako, Cirillo, Uzinski. This is a very potent team, and they weren't hitting on all cylinders. Now, if East Brunswick can somehow continue that, or at least play an up-tempo defense, maybe if they can hang into the game, they might have a shot at the end. Who knows?
Yeah, I think, when you look at the points, and St. Joe's has 32 now, double that up for 64 for the game, and that's a little below what they've been scoring. They're right about 72.2 a game. And I think that, I think you're right, that Bo Henning would not be disappointed with a 10-point deficit. This team is clearly better than his, and he won't argue that.
I agree.
But on his home floor, he's hoping to slow down the pace a little bit, get the open shot. We saw Nick Hunter drain the 3 from the corner. He got wide open because of their good perimeter passing. And I think he'll shoot for more of that in the second half and then just try to play good basic defense and keep this team in check. Whether or not it can happen, we will find out. Stay tuned. Second half action coming up with St. Joe's leading East Brunswick at the intermission 32-22. All right, we're getting set for second half action. Third quarter set to begin. 32-22, St. Joseph's leading by 10 over homestanding East Brunswick. And in the house tonight, taking this game in, the head coach at Villanova University, Steve Lapis, who is behind us.
Who's he interested in?
I'm not a betting man, Jimmy, but I'm going to say Jason Williams.
Okay.
If I were a betting man, he'd be my pick.
Actually, St. Joe's has a couple other players there that are definitely college.
No question.
Potential.
Jason Williams, Brian Wilson, Judy Mabako, Ryan Uzenski, and Nick Cerullo on the floor for St. Joseph's to start the third quarter. East Brunswick counters with Ryan Cosentino, Joe Weiss, Nick Hunter, Brian Schuler, and Dan Kartzman.
I think Mabako got nailed with a foul on that.
He did. That is his first.
All right.
East Brunswick with the basketball, operating left to right. Nice fake by Hunter. Here's a feed for Weiss. In there among the trees. Schuler won't go.
Had to put it on the floor.
And a held ball called.
Weiss with an opportunity underneath the basket there, and then that bounce was all that was needed for Mabako to recover.
Holding Cosentino, triggers in for Kartzman, up top now for Schuler. Weiss on the wing for Cosentino. Well, he's so big for a point guard, big muscular kid.
Oh, yeah.
Plus he wears number 55. Don't often see a point guard at 55.
Well, we've talked about him as far as football is concerned, but you know, baseball may be the sport that he really excels.
Yep. Now, it's center field last year. I think they're going to throw him a pitcher a lot this year, too.
That's the thought. Another offensive foul. Cerullo.
East Brunswick setting the tone here early. That is the second personal foul on Nick Cerullo.
All right, the Bears have got to take advantage of these opportunities.
And two quick team fouls in the first minute for St. Joe's in the third quarter. Here's Cosentino working on Jason Williams. Switches off now. Cosentino put it on the floor. It went off a foot. East Brunswick gets it back. Now to a cutting Hunter off the glass and in. Oh, nice cut by Nick Hunter and a good feed by Cosentino. East Brunswick first points of the second half. There's a three.
Silences him.
By Nick Cerullo. Well, you're right. They just answer right back. 2 threes in a row for Nick Cerullo. He's got 8.
And there's a steal.
Steal in the backcourt by Williams. In the corner. Runs over Kartzman. And they're going to call a foul on Danny Kartzman. For Kartzman, it'll be his third. First team foul of the second half for East Brunswick. So Uzenski will trigger the inbound in the far corner. Uzenski, Mabako, Williams, Cerullo, and Wilson. Shot no good. Weiss with the rebound. East Brunswick the other way, trailing by 11, 35-24. Here's Hunter for Kartzman. Back for Hunter on the give and go. Loose ball on the floor. Kartzman retrieves, still loose.
Wow.
And knocked out of bounds. I think last touch by Uzenski, and East Brunswick will get it back.
There's a lot of in-games going on we're not paying attention to, but Cosentino was just nailed by Uzenski before. That's off East Brunswick, huh?
Last touch by the Bears. Hunter wasn't happy with the call. Here's Uzenski, pull-up jumper from 16, won't go, and the rebound comes down to Cosentino. Long baseball pass picked off easily by Williams, and a 2-on-2 with Wilson. Williams driving baseline off the glass, no good.
Oh.
Rebound tap back up and in by Uzenski.
Ooh, what a follow.
He does the basics well, Uzenski. First 2 points of the second half, he's got 9. It's a 13-point lead once again for St. Joe's. Here's Weiss, spinning and twisting away from the pressure, loses it to Williams.
Outstanding play.
Double team by Williams, helped out. Here's Uzenski. Try for the dunk, couldn't get it to go.
Oh, well.
He can certainly do it, but just not that far away, probably.
The adrenaline was flowing, but I don't think the physical attributes were there.
Yeah, he can dunk it. It's just that his steps were too far away.
Okay.
Now they're getting sloppy because Cerullo didn't follow his shot. Easy rebound for East Brunswick. They'll try to slow it down. 37-24, St. Joe's by 13 with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Maybe Uzenski showing that one for Steve Lapis, the Villanova coach who's in the house tonight. Maybe that was a little something to keep in mind, Coach, even though you're taking notes on Jason Williams. Here's Cosentino running the point, picked up by Uzenski. Cusatino picks up the dribble now and is in trouble. A near steal by Uzinski. Cusatino, though, able to get it back. That's good quarterback hands. And now a near steal again. Now they're going to call Uzinski.
Boy, is he an intense player or what?
Sure is. Uzinski, his third personal foul. That is team foul number 3 on St. Joseph's here in the second half.
Talk about Villanova, another former Middlesex County player, John Celestin, is holding fort down there and doing a great job.
Yep. Very, very heady player, John Celestin. And like Jason Williams, just stood out like a sore thumb in high school. Man among boys. Here's Hart. Nice ball control. Between the legs dribble. Feed for Hunter on the right wing. Guarded there by Dave Sands. He's a 6'7" sophomore. His first varsity action tonight. Played most of the JV game. His uniform was sweaty, then it got dry and cold. Now it's going to reactivate the sweat that was already on the shirt from earlier tonight.
Hey, there's a three-pointer.
Three-pointer by Nick Hunter. For Hunter, that's his second 3 of the game. He's got 10.
And we have a 10-point game.
Back to where it was at halftime. Here's Williams.
Whoa, nice move.
Nice soft fingertip floater in the lane for Williams.
That body control is what really impresses me.
No question. Most of your elite athletes have it. Great balance, good body control. Everything else comes naturally. In the paint for Matt Strapko. What an entrance he made. Just came into the game. 6'5", junior center. Averaging 2.5 a game. Quickly gets his first 2. He goes to the free throw line to try making an old-fashioned three-point play.
He had a decent game against Saraville. I'm not sure, whether he just decides to rise to the occasion against the quality teams or whatever, but East Brunswick just trying to edge closer.
It's once again a 10-point game. If he makes this free throw, Strapko, and he's a 46% free throw shooter at 4 for 9 on the season, and he makes it. It's now under double digits for the first time in a long time. 39-30, East Brunswick to within 9. Plenty of time to go, 3:30 to play third quarter. The foul went on Sean Raffis, by the way, his first, St. Joe's 4th here in the second half. Here's Tim Keene who's in the game for Sands, the sophomore, puts it on the floor. Up top for a cutting Williams. Williams to the hole, off the glass, no, but a whistle and a foul will go against East Brunswick. And Williams will shoot 2. The foul is going to go against Matt Strapko, the junior. His first personal, second team foul on East Brunswick here in the second half. Out of the game comes Nick Hunter. And into the game is Max Johnson.
Just a sophomore.
Johnson, 6'4". Good size. Williams at the free throw line. He's an 84.5% free throw shooter. First one rattles out. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. He's got 12 points. He leads all scorers. Being recruited by all the schools in the Big East. Most in the ACC. All in the Atlantic 10 and some in the Big 10. Second one rattles in and out. And the crowd loves that. 0 for 2 at the line.
Foul shooter. How often does that happen?
Here's Weiss for East Brunswick the other way. They have a chance. That was big free throw misses.
It's a big shot.
Here's Hart for 3. No. Well, that would have brought the house down. Here comes Williams on the run again. The feed for Radfis, and they'll back it out. Wilson pleading for the basketball on the weak side. His 3 is short. Rebound for Keene. Wilson baseline, stripped out of his hands. And Strapko, they say, touched it out of bounds while he was trying to save it. His foot stepped out as he was touching the ball. St. Joe's gets it back, leading by 9. It's a very tenuous 9-point lead, you get the feeling. Because momentum right now, I think, is on East Brunswick's side. 2:46 to go, third quarter. Here's Wilson up high for a Williams 3. No. Sands the rebound. Put it back up. No. But a whistle and a foul. A pushing foul. Sands will go to the line and shoot 2. Strapko picks up another foul. That's 2 on him. That is also the third team foul on East Brunswick here in the second half. To the free throw line goes Sands. His first trip to the free throw line as a varsity player. 6'7" sophomore. His first is good. It looks like he's got a pretty steady hand.
I saw him in the junior varsity game, which, by the way, East Brunswick won over a quality St. Joe's team.
Second free throw is also good. That's also Sands' first points as a varsity player, in addition to being his first free throws. So 2 for 2 at the stripe. Puts St. Joe's back up by 11, 41-30. Here's East Brunswick under the full court pressure and a steal by Jason Williams.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he saw that coming yesterday. And Schuler wins it back. 2:25 to go, third quarter. Here's Hart on the wing. Looking to reduce that 11-point deficit. Schuler for Johnson.
Whew.
Nice soft touch. Actually shot off the heel of his hand, I think, but he got it to go. Great athleticism. Can only help that get in. So Max Johnson on the board. He's got 2. And the lead once again is 9. As long as you keep it to single digits, I think psychologically your team feels they can win it. Here's Ratfus. Bounce pass, cross court for a Cerullo 3. It's no good. Rebound Strapko. Schuler's going to run it in a 1-on-2. Now thinks better and backs it off. Here's Johnson.
Oh, he's got air under him.
Little hop step and all that. Won't get it to go. Loose ball. Tugging with Brian Wilson. And I call a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to St. Joe's. Coming back in for East Brunswick is Ryan Cosentino. And Joe Weiss will take a breather. We've got a timeout on the floor, a 20-second timeout. Minute 41 to go, third quarter. St. Joe's 41, East Brunswick 32. Let's go to the East Brunswick huddle and find out what Bo Henning has to say.
Max, listen to me. Ryan's going to front of the zone. You're going to guard number 23 all over the court, okay? You don't have to worry about help side now. Just deny him the ball, right? Keep him off the glass. Hey, they're starting to get what they want on the boards right now. We got to make a comeback on the glass, right? Okay, offensively, I think every single time we have handled the double team and made the right pass, we get what we want, okay? All right, come on, let's go.
Let's go, White.
I tell you what, this team is starting to believe in itself. They haven't given up the entire game, but I mean, with Johnson in there, I think he's got like a Jets on the bottom of his sneakers. He was jumping around. He's happy to be in that game. Remember, just a sophomore.
Free throw shooting has not been a very big factor in this game. East Brunswick 1 for 4 at the line. St. Joe's just 5 of 8. So you can tell that it's been a game largely played on the perimeter and a little bit sloppy. Cosentino got away with a foul. Cerullo put it up, won't go, gets his own rebound, taps it back out to himself. And he'll set things up. Wilson in the corner for Cerullo, cutting paint. Kick out for Ratfish 3, it's good, that hurts. Sean Ratfish, his first points of the night. And it's back up to a 12-point lead at 44-32. St. Joe's has hit 7 3-pointers tonight. East Brunswick has hit 2, both by Nick Hunter. Bo Henning calling for the 1-3-1. Cosentino will run the point with 45 seconds to go, third quarter. We're going to get another look at the aforementioned Nick Hunter. He's at the scorer's table, set to check in. See if he gets in before the quarter ends. Here's Cosentino for a 3, no. Rebound comes down to Williams, he'll run it. 25 seconds to go. And the feed for Cerullo's too tall. Adrenaline takes over. 22 seconds to play, third quarter, still a 12-point lead, 44-32.
So do you think East Brunswick holds for one here?
I would guess, down by just 12. It's not like they have to make up a lot of points in a hurry.
Right. The chance to get it under 9 as the quarter ends.
Right. Here's Strapko in the corner, looking for help. Up top for Weiss. 10 seconds to go. Here's Hunter. He's got 2 3-pointers tonight. Will he be the one they look for? Slapped away and stolen. Tim Keene, 3 seconds to go. Here's Wilson at the buzzer. Ratfish, no. And we have come to the end of the third quarter. With the score, St. Joe's 44 and East Brunswick 32. It's a 12-point game. We've got 8 minutes of basketball left to play. So we'll go to the huddle, and we'll see what East Brunswick head coach Bo Henning has for his troops for the final 8 minutes.
Hey, don't put the ball up over your head and expect on a varsity game to get that pass through, right? Ball fake somebody. All right, now, since it's a 3-2 zone, right? If I call for a 2-1-2 load set, the principles are the same, right? Look at 1 and 2 out front. Who we got on the high post right now? 5? 4 is on the high. Yeah, in the 2-1-2 set, let's put 5 on the high post, okay? Yeah, 4 and 3. Now look here. Goes to the baseline. What's our rule in load set? All right, cut through, second trailer, everybody replace the spot. We okay with that? Yeah. All right, that's not a hard thing to do. Okay, now, they're gonna want to keep shooting the ball quickly, so just stay with the +2, right? Stay with the +2. We know who our matchups are? Yeah. All right, make sure we're maintaining our defensive balance. A couple times there, they had a little bit of numbers on us, right? They didn't throw the ball away, it was a layup. Okay? All right, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
All right, fasten your seatbelts. Final 8 minutes. St. Joe's 44, East Brunswick 12. The difference in this game, all in the first quarter, with St. Joe's raced out to a 21-10 lead. If you get rid of the first quarter, and we can do that because we're members of the media, we can play these numbers games. It is St. Joe's only outscoring East Brunswick 23-22. So the defense has been there for Bo Henning, but the first quarter got away from him. We'll see if he can neatly tie things up in a gift package and round on a strong note here in the fourth quarter.
All right. Henning likes what East Brunswick's doing, as you mentioned. And they know that St. Joe's is not going to be shy about shooting. But now they're slowing it down.
Yeah, they're in no hurry. They don't need to be. They lead by 12.
Well, they got to bring him out of this zone.
This is Cerullo standing with the ball near the midcourt line, picked up there by Ryan Cosentino. In the corner feed for Chudi Mabako. Here's the all-star, Jason Williams. Off the glass, won't go. And the rebound collected by Weiss. Stripped away, ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Uzenski, feed for Williams, and it's good.
There you go.
There's a backbreaker.
Yep.
Williams now with 14.
Which is the St. Joe's lead now.
46-32 with 7:05 to play in the ballgame. Here's Weiss up top for Hunter. He's got a pair of threes tonight. In fact, leads East Brunswick in scoring. The only player in double figures for the Bears with 10. Well above his season average of 6 points a game. Hunter's come in and stepped up and done the job tonight. There's another turnover. St. Joe's with it. A running Jason Williams. Baseline feed. Now to a cutting Mabako. Lost it out of bounds. Turnover. They give it right back.
Schuler was there to right with Mabako, and the ball went right off him.
6:45 to play. Cosentino deliberately. And now a near steal by Williams. Cosentino comes up with it somehow. Here's a cutting. Hunter can't get it to go. Schuler had a hand on it. Last touch by Brian Wilson of St. Joe's, and East Brunswick gets it back.
See, the opportunities underneath are so far and few between. They've got to make those shots.
Inbound from Cosentino to Weiss, up top Hunter. Working on Cerullo. Picks up the dribble. Now Weiss. Cosentino three. No good by the lefty. Ball knocked out of bounds by a skying Jason Williams, who tried to collect that loose ball, but he knocked it out. EB gets it back, trailing by 14 with 6:15 to play in the game. Here's a steal by Uzenski, but he stepped out of bounds. Boy, I think that was a jailbreak there, because that was a 3-on-none. If Uzenski had come up with that. Cerullo and Williams were both ahead of the field.
All right, I wonder what they would have done with the ball down the other end.
Well, I can assure you that Cerullo would have given it up for Williams for a dunk. But he stepped out of bounds as he was saving it. So East Brunswick gets it back. I tell you what, they are hanging in. They are really hanging in.
That's all you can ask for at this point.
Exactly.
Oops, thought it was a double dribble, but no.
Cosentino shot, back iron, it comes out. Uzenski dives for it. Feed for Cerullo. Here's the alley-oop for Williams.
We were just one play too late, that's all.
I told you. The little guy looks for the big guy, and he'll buy you dinner or something somewhere along the line. When it comes to showtime, you better give it up for the guy who can throw it down. Williams with a high percentage shot. Now with 16. But drew a mild smile from Villanova head coach Steve Lapis, who's in the crowd tonight. East Brunswick wants a timeout. There was also a foul on the play. 5:53 to go in the game. 48-32, St. Joseph's. And we'll see what Bo Henning has for the Bears.
Okay. How many points did they just get on that play? Two. Let it go, right? Let it go and keep concentrating and playing. Now, offensively, I think we got to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. We're playing too much on the perimeter again. If you see a guy inside with a man on his back, give it to him. Give it to them early, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean the guy's got to shoot it. Maybe a throw in and a kick out, okay? Got that? All right, now, defensively, we got to come different now. We're down 16. We're down 16 with about 4. I'm sorry, we're about 6 minutes to go. So let's come after him a little bit. Anybody need a rest? All right, what are you comfortable with, 24 or 34? 34. Okay, 34.
Rotate up.
Yeah, don't let him clear you out. No, let's play it on the ball. Shoot, let's play it on. 34 on the ball, all right? Come on.
All right, 34 on the ball. And Danny Kartsman wants them to rotate out, so we'll see what happens. They want to come after St. Joe's a little bit. We'll see if they up the tempo a bit. Try to step up that defense. But at the same time, prevent St. Joe's from running up and down the floor, which they do so well.
So Williams will go to the line.
He is 0 for 2 at the free throw line tonight. Has been an 84.6% free throw shooter. All points of the game, very, very fine. He's got 16 points tonight, including a monster dunk. But Bo Henning made a great point. He said they only got 2 points on that play, despite the uproar from the crowd. He finishes off the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 17. 1 for 3 at the line tonight. Here's Kartsman with a feed for Hunter. Puts it on the floor. Nearly lost it. Put it up off the glass high. It won't go. The thought process was right for Hunter. Just wouldn't go for him.
And they give it back to East Brunswick.
And they get it back with 5:39 to play. 49-32. St. Joe's by 17. St. Joe's looking to go 6-0 on the season. East Brunswick still looking for win number 1. They keep battling. Here's one of the reasons they'll eventually pick up a couple of wins, because of efforts like tonight. Hunter's 3 won't go. Rebound slapped around, loose ball. Williams tracked it down, tried to save it in bounds by throwing it off an East Brunswick player. The Bears track it down. Here's Weiss with the pull-up, right elbow, good.
There you go.
Nice job.
He's going to be a player. He's got a nice smooth touch. Get a little bit more confident with that shot.
And just a junior. Here's Williams running on Kartsman, up off the glass and in. Williams with 19, almost at his season average of 22 with 5:05 to go in the ball game. 51-34. It's a 17-point lead.
Yeah, he's turning it on now. We saw that outside shot a couple times. Not totally successful tonight, but what body control. That's what really impresses me.
Very poised young man also, and very intelligent. Excellent student. Polite. Actually, a lot of guys on the floor are. Both clubs. And that's a reflection of their coaches.
Yeah.
Coaches don't put up with any nonsense. They command a lot of respect, and both of them get it. You've got some very good young men on the floor tonight.
Mark Taylor in his 3rd year coaching St. Joe's. Took over for Bill Kocher, who is now at Wardlaw.
Taylor was actually a teammate of mine in high school. We played soccer together for a year. He's 2 years older than I am. Here comes Cosentino, one-on-one with Williams, who lets him go. The kiss off the glass, and it won't fall for him.
And Ryan wasn't about to go to the glass on that one.
It's a 17-point game. Here's Williams with it. Double teamed. Feeds for Uzenski. Now tall for Mabako to a cutting Uzenski. Laid it up and in.
Very nice move.
Uzenski with 11. Second St. Joseph's player to reach double figures. Here's a steal by Uzenski. He wants it dunked so badly. He misses the pull-up. Williams the rebound, puts it up and in. That's 21 points now for Williams. St. Joe's 55-34, and the game is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah, they're turning it on, and Henning recognizing that. And you wonder what he's going to say to his team, because really 4 minutes left in the game, down by 21. This is a teaching situation right now.
Oh, I remember the last time out they were down by 16, and he said, let's get after them a little bit. It was the only chance he had, and St. Joe's has turned it up another notch. So at this point, I think you're just looking to learn. You know, let's build on it for the next game. Let's see what Bo Henning has to say.
Fellas, it's going to take 32 minutes of basketball from us, and we're not willing to do it. You know that? Scrap like hell for 3.5 quarters, and all of a sudden we stop doing everything we want to do. All right, 34 defense. You know what we're going to do? Here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to play 24, but with a floater. 24, you need a rest. Max, you're going 3. Okay, you get his matchup. 24, you can play with your back to the ball because we now have a floater on the guy taking it out, right? Yeah. You got that? All right, come on, fellas, let's go.
Come on, let's go.
All right, final 4 minutes, 11 seconds, down by 21. Work on a little bit different type of defense and start getting set for next game.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's getting this team to think about if they're in this situation again, the game's close, how they're going to react.
They always talk about the, things get complicated. You try to use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Well,
and I think that's, not that that's what's going on here, but I think what he wants is, and he said, let's get the 32-minute effort. Let's get that down first. Then we'll work on the defense. And what I like coming out of that huddle was that for the second time in a row, he said, is there anybody tired? Anybody want to come out? Nobody said they wanted to come out. So the fire is there.
Yeah, exactly. There's another steal. Gordy, I think you can't forget that this is a team that's really just 2 years removed from winning a Greater Middlesex Conference championship. Yeah, they had different athletes. They were quality athletes, but they all need to be coached. And I'll tell you what, I've had the experience of watching a lot of coaches through the year, and Bo Henning is one of the tops.
The foul that was called on East Brunswick was Joe Weiss's, his second personal. And you wonder how long St. Joe's is going to go with some of its guns. Maybe because the head coach of Villanova is here, they will be in a little longer. We'll see. Here's Williams already with 21 on the night. A little shake and bake up top. Now Wilson. Now they'll take the air out of it a little bit. A little perimeter catch and move. This is Cerullo, guarded by Hart with 3.5 to go.
Gordy, another Philadelphia college player, comes from St. Joe's. Mike Durakis.
That's right.
For Drexel.
That's right, at Drexel right now.
Spotswood native. All right. So this game is pretty much over.
And I missed who got that basket too.
So did I. Weiss gets hacked by Williams, I believe. Yes. Is that his first foul? Yes, it is.
So at the free throw line, we'll go Joe Weiss, where he is 7 for 9 on the season. 78% free throw shooter. This will be his first trip there tonight with 3 minutes to go in the game. His club trailing by 23. And then rims out on him. As a team coming into the game, East Brunswick only a 53% free throw shooting team. Second one by Weiss also rims out.
Gordy, it's very important for East Brunswick to play with the type of intensity that they displayed throughout the whole game, just so they can at least finish this game and come away with a good feeling that they can build on.
No question. And I mean, now you're seeing perhaps the top team. Now measure yourself against it and go out and put together what you learned tonight in the next game, and the game after that, and the game after that.
Well, there's a lot of good teams.
Want to be playing your best ball at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And are you better than you were when the season started? I think that's how you need to measure things when it's not going to be the undefeated season you were looking for.
Now, I have a question. Is St. Joe's, as they finish the 22nd timeout, are they parochial A or B?
Parochial A, as far as I know.
Okay, so they conceivably, and it's a long road, could meet up with some of the top parochials. St. Anthony's?
St. Anthony's, right.
Okay, is in that group.
Which is parochial B, I believe.
That's B.
I believe they're B.
All right, how about CBA?
CBA, when I was in school, was an A.
All right. So they could be meeting them along the line.
Could be.
All right.
That's about 20 games away.
Yes.
All right, so St. Joe's has emptied the bench. Williams is out. Wilson is out. This is Sean Ratfus, who was in before. He'll kind of run the point here. This is Dave Sands, who throws it away. That's a nice pass by Hart to set up Hurley. Hurley now with 4. 2:15 to go. Here's Ratfus, right elbow, and a kick out for Gora. Here's Sands, the sophomore, at 6'7" in the corner, now up top for Gora. Guarded there by Nick Hunter.
Good
now to a cutting Gora. Well, that's good basic basketball right there. Nice pass by Andy Chotkowitz. But the execution was not complete. Here comes Hurley racing the other way, up off the glass and in. There's a nice playground move by Doug Hurley. He's got 6, and well above his season average of 3.5 a game. Here's Gora, now for Ratfis. This is Tim Keene, the lone senior for St. Joe's, and he throws it away. It's picked up by Hart against Ratfis. No defense there, and Hart puts it up and in. Ratfis not looking to stop the clock. Hart with 4, his first 2 of the second half. Minute 20 to play, 57-40 St. Joe's. Chris Gamboa getting set to check in for East Brunswick. Here's Chotkowitz. Shot won't go. Rebound comes down to Hunter. Mike Smith, the junior guard, is also going to look. Going to get a look for East Brunswick when the clock stops. If it does, minute to go. It's cross-court feed for Hunter. Hunter pull up baseline, no good. And the rebound for Hurley. Up top, Hart. Hart for 3. That's good. Damon Hart, 5 points in a row. He's got 7 on the night, his first 3. And St. Joe's is going to call timeout to get a couple more players in and also allow East Brunswick to get its players in.
Well, East Brunswick just had a run here of about, I guess, close to 10 points. Just in the last minute, making the score 14-point margin. But they had this one salted away. So, no big deal.
So coming in will be Lawrence Lewis for St. Joseph's. He's a junior guard, 5'11". They were going to get a look, I believe, at Chris Gamboa. Also Mike Smith.
Chris Gamboa, one of the starting guards on the football team. And he's a good all-around athlete. I imagine he's a track star as well. Looks like he can throw the shot put. We'll have to see.
Looks like he can throw a lot of things.
Yes. You talk about Ryan Costantino again. Really, if you look at a possible Division I football prospect, I think Costantino has that opportunity. He did really well at the Rutgers summer camp, the quarterback shootout camp. Excelled there, and I know that a lot of people are looking at him.
Yeah, you can tell a guy's athleticism just by listing the positions he plays. In football, he's the quarterback. In basketball, he's the point guard. And on the baseball team last year, he was a center fielder. And rumor has it he might do some pitching this year. Here's Ratfis on the reverse layup, won't go. Gamboa the rebound. Here's Cosentino. And Cosentino's just a junior. A well-built kid, too. Here's Max Johnson, who's back in. 20 seconds to play. St. Joe's is going to win this and move to 6-0 in the season. East Brunswick will slip to an uncharacteristic 0-6. This is Rich Gora for St. Joe's. Now for Tim Keene. This is Ratfis. Driving on Smith, then he dumps it in. Ratfis basically at the buzzer to finish with 5, and St. Joe's wins it by the score of 59-43.
And what an exhibition of scoring, defense, and all the attributes. I don't think St. Joe's did anything to hurt its claim as being the top team in the county. They certainly just proved it to me. East Brunswick, I don't know. What are you going to say about them? An 0-6 team, I got to tell you, Gordy, I've been covering this team since 1973. And I do not ever remember an East Brunswick team starting out 0-6. So it's a disappointing beginning for this team, but there's a lot of games to be played, and I guess you can take away something good from this game. They hung in tough. They did some good things on occasion. I thought their outside shooting was a little bit better, especially in the second half, and they hung close. But I don't know. This game's wins and losses, so I have mixed emotions about the game.
You might have seen Jason Williams and East Brunswick head coach Bo Henning sharing a nice moment and a hug there courtside, saying good job on both parts. Let's run down the scoring. Here's how the final scoring went. Jason Williams led St. Joseph's with 23. They're all Mr. Everything, right at his season average. After that, it was Ryan Uzensky, the only other player in double figures, who had 11. Nick Cerullo finished with 8. Sean Raffis had 5 off the bench. Then it was Chudy Mabako with 4, Rich Gora with 3, Tim Keene with 3, Dave Sands had 2 for St. Joseph's total of 59. For East Brunswick, they were led by Nick Hunter, who had 10 points, including a pair of threes. Hunter off the bench to lead the team in scoring. Damon Hart had 7. And after that, it was Brian Schuler with 5. Doug Hurley had 6. Joe Weiss, Dan Kartzman each with 4. Matt Strapko came off the bench and scored 3. Max Johnson had a deuce, and Ryan Cusatino finished with a deuce as well. Final score, St. Joseph's 59, East Brunswick 43. St. Joe's goes to 6-0 in the season, and East Brunswick falls to 0-6. For Jimmy Allinder, I'm Gordy Deal. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Channel 8.